So, Pat, have you made a sauce yet?
I have not.
Huh, okay. Just wondering. I made some pretty delicious carbonara last night, and just wondering if I'm still better than you.
Well, I'm getting married this week, so you can get bent.
Get bent. Wow.
I didn't want to use a swear too early in the show.
Gotta save them for later.
Oh, I'll try not to use them in general. Kind of.
So, this is the last episode as an unmarried
Although
man.
get bent is kind of rude.
But like in a PG kind of way?
Oh, I don't know. It's almost more hurtful.
So I don't usually insults have a
I think it's
phallic
lighter than
or
kick
sexual.
rocks, which I think is go die, but I'm not super sure.
But like, what are you bending? Is your whole body bending, or like is your
I don't
penis
know.
bending?
Only true 80s kids would understand, I feel like. But no, it is my wedding week, and
Yeah.
I hung out with my little brother through Big Brothers Big Sisters on Monday. We've been hanging out a little bit.
Yeah, dude, we haven't talked about that at all.
Yeah, I don't know how much I want to talk about it overall, but I do want to share this quick anecdote.
Okay.
We were walking around. We did the Purple People Bridge here in Cincinnati. And we're just walking back and forth across the state line, putting our feet in each place and things like that. It was a fun little day, nice sunny day in early September here. And we got back, and I could tell he was trying to think about what to say, because he knew I have been told him I was going to get married this week, and that's the reason why I wasn't going to see him for a little bit. And he was like, I hope you have a nice marriage. And before he shut the door. And it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I was like, yeah, man, that's super the plan. So thank you. Yeah. I think he was trying to say, like, I hope your wedding goes well.
Right.
But, he's 9. So, it was just very adorable. And I definitely wanted to share that. It's like, I hope you have a nice marriage. I'm like, yeah, me too, man. You're telling me. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah. So my parents just came into town. I guess, yeah. They're driving because they're insane. And they're taking some luggage for my aunts and uncles and carrying some of the suits down, so we didn't have to have too many carried bags through airlines and stuff. Don't want to leave some of it up to chance. I believe there's I think someone's dragging a large metal item across pavement nearby where this microphone is.
I heard something.
Possibly an Avenger movie is taking place, or they're calling firefighters to a fire. It's hard to say. I've never heard this particular noise, and I'm sorry for how this episode's unfolding. But no, it was nice to see them. They were exhausted. They are, not that they're like getting old, like, oh man, they're getting old, but like, I was like, they don't quite have the juice they used to like, my dad would rip several 12-hour driving days in a row back when he was a young buck. But
does your mom drive at all?
Yeah, but my dad likes
it.
It's a pride thing for him, kind of. He just,
for sure.
They drive everywhere. They put 200,000 miles on a few different cars, just going for it. So hold
on. They visited you in Cincinnati on the way to the wedding in Fort Smith?
Yeah. So it's
okay.
The drive from Erie to Fort Smith. Let me break it down for you, Tom.
Thank you.
It's kind of like 5-hour chunks, or 4 to 6 hour chunks, I should say. Erie to Cincy's a clean 5. Cincy to Nashville's 4. Nashville to Memphis is in that 4 to 6 range, and then Memphis to Fort Smith is 4. So usually when you try to make the drive, you skip one of those cities, right? So you either go from Nashville to Erie or Memphis to Cincy or something like that. So they're going to try to get to Memphis today and visit the museum or the spot where MLK was shot. My brother really wanted to see that, so they're going to do that and maybe go to Beale Street and unwind for a minute. It's not a total business trip. They are going to try to enjoy themselves a bit, but their trunk is full. My mom's making up little gift bags for people at the hotel.
Oh, wow.
I hope there's enough. I hope people scheduled it right so they know they're under the umbrella for the wedding. And I hope everyone gets them. I don't know. I don't really trust that'll happen. But,
well, if we need to skip ours, you can pass
if you see them, be like, cool, gift bags. We're here for the whole... Yeah, just say you're here for the wedding or something, and they'll hook you up. But yeah, they have little Buckeyes in them, those little peanut butter snacky thingies. My mom is trying to put pinon coffee things in them for like a New Mexico flair.
Oh, nice.
There's a local popcorn company in Fort Smith that Jesse likes. There's a little popcorn in there, I think. But
well, don't give it all away, damn, dude.
Well, yeah, hey, leave some with a surprise, sure. But no, they the little pinon bags, they stopped selling the single server ones, so My mom said we could do a balloon fiesta bumper sticker. Jesse's like, I'm not putting a bumper sticker in my wedding gift card. So no disrespect to Mary, but she was just thinking on her feet, trying to she really wanted to include the New Mexico vibe, but so they came through. They're chocked full of stuff to put in those bags. I didn't see them much. I cooked them breakfast and they left. So I could have taken today. Well, I couldn't have. I didn't think I had the days at the time. But in retrospect, maybe I would have taken today off work and just driven with them.
Yeah.
But I fly out at 6 a.m. tomorrow to try to catch Jessie before she leaves for her Tulsa bachelorette party.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we'll have lunch, and my parents will meet her mom for the first time and see her childhood home for the first time.
Stressful, right?
I don't think so. They've been texting and calling. Her mom's a sweetheart, and Mary, she's the best.
Amazing.
Best in the game for sure. So it's honestly been, I've heard horror stories about
my own wedding?
Yeah, exactly. Insert audio about how the first few hours of the rehearsal dinner went for y'all. But no, they've been nothing but cordial. And my parents kind of early on were like, well, we don't want them to just, how about we take the bar bill in the rehearsal dinner? That seems like a good split. And, her side was like, I mean, if you're willing to, we're not going to say no. Are you sure? And they're like, yeah. It was like, all right, cool. We'll just split it like that. So it was like a super solid understanding from the get-go. My mom, I think she's going to give my sister a little more hell during her wedding process, but I think she kind of figured it was Jesse's wedding. She wasn't going to be the mother-in-law that, chimed in too much. So
yeah,
she was about as hands-off as she can be, which I have to give her credit for, I got to say. But she was like, she'd chime in and be like, how about bags for the hotel? Just to be like, cool, if you do them. She'd be like, cool, I will. I'd be like, cool. It's honestly, no part of it's been overly made it not worth it, other than, and I will say this, and I guess I feel weird talking about it, but this is the reason why we're recording this episode, so I don't feel that bad for talking about it. The only thing that I've hated is the limited amount of groomsmen. We've talked about that on the show, and I'll go back over it maybe if we need to.
Sure.
Jessie has 3 close friends, one of them being her sister, a friend from high school, and a friend from college. I've mentioned on the show before that, you can't be the dude that has 12, but also it kind of killed me that some people like you and Joe McShane and some really close people that I've been in their weddings even, like Jake Gordon and Doug, hated to see him. Anyway, then there's if you can't just do one college roommate because they're definitely real close status. So you start to break into little bubbles and you can't really pick and choose. So in a weird way, it was a blessing, but also it sucked because I sent really tail between my legs texts to 7 dudes look, man, so we've talked about it, but so that sucks. And especially I think my sister expected to be included in the bridal party. And I think that's the type of shit you can't, that's always there now, it's like, hey, I'm getting married and I didn't even think about it. My brothers, and maybe it's just patriarchy type mindset, subconscious or something, but just well, my male sibling will be the groomsman or the best man, and that's how it is. Or, that's, in hindsight, Katie totally should have been up there. And I've even attended weddings where, there was a mix of friends, genders on both sides. Nobody really cares anymore about that stuff too much. And the thing is, I did it without thinking, and then the dresses were ordered, and then my sister was like, oh, man. And I was like, oh, God. So.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a scar that won't go, will always kind of be part of it, which sucks a lot, So yeah, that would be my only real complaint is obviously there was more layers to everything. The reason we held it where we held it, I guess if you're just joining the show, we moved up the timeline and planned it just in a few months because we wanted Jesse's dad to be able to attend because he had been fighting an illness for years. He unfortunately passed, I guess about a month ago, which was very tough. So we kind of sped through some of the stuff anyway, here we are, and I hope I didn't hurt too many feelings, and I mostly just want Jessie to enjoy the day. She officially asked one of her uncles to walk her down the aisle.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's an uncle. I always wondered if she wanted to have all of them, but she's like, I don't, I know, it would have been a super powerful moment for sure, but she I think didn't want to make herself cry too much. She didn't want to totally ignore it, but she didn't want, she really not delayed making the decision, but
right.
didn't wanted to do what was best for her, but also what was best for, for a little while we planned for me to walk out with her and just go down the aisle together because she's, wanted to focus on the future and our life together. Yeah. And there would have been nothing wrong with that at all. But her mom, she talked about it with her mom, and she said her one Uncle Tom is, I guess the reasoning, I don't even know if whatever, but she was saying, some of her other uncles haven't had an opportunity to walk their own daughters down the aisle. She thought her Uncle Tom, who doesn't have kids, might get a big kick out of that. And so she sent him a note, and he said, I'd be honored. And it's just good vibes all around. He's really nice. He spoke at Jesse's father's service he said some very beautiful words at the service a couple months ago. So I'm trying to think. So he'll walk her down. We'll be there. Our friend Matt, who's a reporter in Dallas, is the officiant. He is only an officiant because he got his, the Church of Life online. He got a certification before a bachelor party in Las Vegas for one of his friends a few years ago, just in case he had to annul anything. He did it as kind of a joke, and I'm giving away part of his address at the ceremony. So hopefully, hopefully I don't ruin it for you. But he speaks well. He knew us in New Mexico, so he's got a good. Hopefully, can fill in some blanks for people about the story of how we met and kind of what's going on. So not too long, not too short, and we'll get to it. Hopefully, Tropical Storm Gordon does not just drench. 1, flights for people, 2, the day. I don't know. We're still kind of looking at the progress of that. Obviously, it'll lose a little bit of strength as it goes over more and more land. But it's supposed to pivot at Fort Smith and head up into Missouri. So it's maybe it'll go south of us. Oh no, it's going to stop and just train roll us directly. Oh, that's cool. So
I saw a lot of water this weekend on the forecast. Oh, yeah? But it's mostly indoors, right? Everything? Yeah,
it would have Jesse just wanted, she grew up near the Arkansas River, which separates eastern Oklahoma and northwest Arkansas. Mm-hmm. So that's she would cross that to go into town, I guess, whatever. She grew up in a small town. Lots of people grew up in small towns. But I don't know why I'm saying it like that. So she wanted a nice picture down. They have some nice parks and a walking trail down there. She wanted one on the water, but if it's raining, we might have to do it in a nearby park that has a gazebo and some stuff. So
yeah.
At the end of the day, my sister was saying she could be fibbing. I didn't Google to verify, but she was like, I think it's Irish luck to have it rain on your wedding day or something. So
yeah, well, I had it too.
So. Yeah, hey, and that was one of the most lovely ceremonies I've ever been to. Zach just f***ing through. I told myself I wouldn't do this. Not cry, but swear. But Zach just kind of chucked his guitar into the weeds. It was the most in nature carnal experience of all time. Hippie dudes and loose fitting clothing, just embrace the wilderness. It was awesome. It was hard to top, and I'm very nervous, but we try not to make it too long, I guess. I don't know. Do you have any questions, any thoughts, any concerns? I've been rambling for a minute, but that's kind of what's going on my end of things as we inch ever closer.
Yeah, I do think the groomsmen thing is really difficult. Megan asked if my sister should be in our wedding, and I only have 2 really close friends, and you and Zach are on a different plane, and then it's feels shitty to say, but all the other friends are just scattered on this other lower plane, I guess, and to pick one seemed weird, so we texted my sister. We're like, hey, can you not be in the wedding? Because I don't want to have to pick a third person. So,
right.
And
in a weird way, it helped that my sister wasn't in. And I don't know how to say that to her. You know what I mean? But we didn't even, but the thing is, it wasn't a conscious decision. And I don't know really how to say that part either. It was just
right.
Jesse was like, oh, my sister, my friend, and my friend, I have 3. And that's kind of my core crew,
Well, I had never heard the sister of the groom being in the wedding until Megan was like, are we doing that? I just never heard of it. Plus, there's so many fucking things you need to think of.
Right. And I've seen it. I just didn't think of it. And I know it. Yeah. I think it killed my sister. And the thing is, and this is kind of the part that is taboo to say because I love my brother dearly, but Katie and I just on a timeline level knew each other first, right? So if you're going seniority, maybe, John would have always been included in the groomsmen party and all that. And he and I have, we're close. We're blood. But yeah, it's, I just mostly, I'm really excited because John's my brother and it's important to me that he's there and standing next to me. But mostly it kind of kills me that there was probably friends and my sister. I hope nobody was spurned too much. I just want people to have fun, kind of like I've said all along. But there was definitely moments where I was like, gosh darn, this is kind of poopy. You can tell my efforts to not swear today are at the top of their game.
Yeah, you think your family's going to listen? Should I be toning it back too?
Yeah, just keep it poop and below. Poop and the poop be the threshold for sure.
Where's turd fall?
Get bent, butthead.
So I wanted to let you know that I have put maybe triple the effort and double the budget into the suit I'm wearing for your wedding than the one I wore for my own wedding.
Uh-oh. You're going to upstage me, man.
I'm going to upstage myself as a groom. Mm-hmm. Still lots of floral. I'm very excited about it.
Nice. Yeah.
Express was having a 40% off the entire store sale. And I just bought everything that had flowers on it. So
turn up the heat.
I'm stoked, man. I got my suits tailored. I paid $38 to have a $42 suit tailored.
Nice. Gotta live it big time, in the words of Big Time Rush on Nickelodeon. Of course.
But then,
I only saw those promos because I was watching iCarly at the time. I can promise you that.
Dude, I follow Sam on Instagram. She's hilarious.
Yeah, I missed that show. We should have a show for iCarly, and I'm not even kidding. Add it to the list of post-century mark episodes.
I pretend the stains are my father!
Jerry Trainor. I don't know if there's work for him in Hollywood later in life, but the role of a lifetime. Yeah, I mean, him in Drake and Josh as the movie theater employee. Maybe we'll mix in a Drake and Josh appreciation. I didn't watch that show as much. Honestly, the drama surrounding those two in their adult lives is oddly intriguing to me as well.
Well, did you see, they just put out a video of, I think it was Josh Peck telling Drake Bell that he was having a kid and he started crying and I think they made up, I guess, or something.
I love it. And I might shelf that thought and leave it with one final thing that they had a video game.
What?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. We'll talk about that in future episodes. Stay tuned for the future iCarly / Drake and Josh appreciation episode. But yeah, no, this all started, and I wanted to bring this up mostly because I listened to this episode recently. So your engagement episode, we club horned it for probably half an hour, just a full, almost Titanic.
No, dude, your engagement had the big one. It had fireworks and machine guns.
Oh, did it? Okay. I thought, because we had put it off the entire episode. For Hanson? Was it the Hanson episode?
I forget.
The Umbop Power Hour? You're like, dude, we've got stuff to get through. There is trees, flowers, and roses growing. And no one knows which one's going to bloom. And we got to work through some of these lyrics. You're like, I do
Zach
have a bit
Hanson
of news.
is so ableist. My God.
You're going to work that sentence into as many episodes as possible. And I don't even know if I'm here for it or not, but I like it. It's growing on me. It's like, I forget what we were talking about or what that means, but we're here. And I think we've all learned something today, or at least I hope so.
So anyway, you were saying club horns. Do you want them?
No, well, let's save it for after. But I do remember that was part of the bit, of course, was like, dude, we got stuff to get to. Nobody cares about your personal news. It's like, all right, that's cool. That's cool. No,
I thought that was really funny.
It was good. But listening back, I was like, damn, we really dragged that out. I heard a little bit of my voice. I'm like, huh, yeah, I guess I did want to talk about it a little bit.
But no, Tom, really, I did. I don't have time, Pat.
It's like that blurred line between the show being us as friends chatting and trying to do bits and move our topics forward and things like that. I was like, we'll talk about it later. You're right. For the good of the show. Meanwhile, let's do some British accents during a Canadian bit. It's like, no, it's cool. Life events, be damned. No, it was good. I just wanted to bring it up because I guess to highlight once more that this will be kind of the last major arc before, and we'll still talk about our lives and whatnot when we hit the century mark. But did you want to address that at all? The roller coaster that has been, I mean, we're what, episode 91, 92?
91, yeah.
These next couple weeks, and inching closer towards a more focused, less kind of personal diary-based ramble sessions that the show started as. Yeah. Thoughts?
Yeah, so in the time that this show...
We were both in different cities when we started, and neither of us were married, I guess is what I'm trying to say, right?
I moved, we started the day after I moved to Denver, and I remember all 3 episodes 1 through 3, I was like, yo, something crazy happened, and I need to tell you, and then we just never talked about it, like, ever.
Right. I just remember you'd come out with things like, yo, my landlord's a transient. I'd be like, what? You'd be like, we're like, the 3rd floor isn't here today, or something. Like, you had like the weirdest housing situations.
Yeah, I moved 3 times in 3 days or something. Like, it was.
I don't know if you could dig up this audio, but it plays in my head frequently. There's a social media, like you posted to Facebook when you moved to Denver from Arlington, Virginia, and it starts with you like are holding the phone driving, and it's on you and your lovely wife or now wife who's in the passenger seat, and you're like, "Where are we going, babe?" And she's like, "We're going to Denver." And then you play ooh wah, and it kills me. And it's one of those things that's just is going to live in my brain because her raspy Slipknot fan voice was like the greatest. I was like, she just nailed the line, and she just like, really enjoyed it.
Denver.
We're going to Denver. And I was like, damn, that's the most Brooks Lankowski voice I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, babe, what are we doing?
Moving to Denver.
Yeah, we did a video. It was called The Road Trip to Denver, and I actually just saw the file on my hard drive yesterday. I'll put it in the show notes because I want to rewatch it too. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. And yeah, here we are. I was in Cleveland at the time.
Yeah, and then you
those
moved.
Who have been
trying to figure out quitting a job, finding a job, moving, finding Jesse a place.
To be with Jesse.
It was a lot, dude.
Yeah, it's been we picked a good time to start.
It was intentional, though.
Yeah, I guess so. It was or was not?
No, it was intentional to start, like, right when I moved.
Okay.
I guess we didn't know things with you were going to change so drastically.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, yeah, hey, here we are. What's going on? How you doing, bud? Quick aside, is Matt okay?
I hope that did. It's okay.
No. Ice cold.
No, he said he didn't listen to the episode that hasn't responded. So
I know. I don't know if I don't think he was very charmed, and now I feel bad because I responded to our Australian fan, and I don't know. Yeah, I just hope he's all right. If you're out there, Matt, just blink twice if you're doing all right. If you blink 3 times, we'll come for you. Actually, the thing about Matt, our 3rd ghost host who lives in Canada slash best friend, yes, is I don't know if he actually lives in Vancouver or not because we joke about it so much. So I'm wondering if I'll be able to see him during my honeymoon. Not that I would seek him out, but he actually lives in like
Ontario,
which is a province, right? So that could mean a lot of things. Oh. and I only know this because the Erie Otters semi-pro hockey team are in the OHL and they play around Ontario. Oot in a boot, if you will. And yeah, I actually don't know where he lives. I thought it might have been Toronto or he was going to uni. God save the Queen.
Anyways, Matt, we love you. Stop making this whole episode about you.
Yeah, hey, sorry. I just was really worried. I was like, did he actually say mean things about him? I don't. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled programming.
But we do love you.
Yeah. So you'll get to see Zach this weekend.
Yeah.
Ooh, your flight's all squared up.
I have these tiny little wedding presents from my wedding for you guys. Some stuff I brought back from Kauai.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm stoked to see you guys for like the 4th time this year.
Yeah, we've been getting after it pretty well.
Yeah. It's amazing.
I think so. Also, should we go to... Ooh, hey, Alexa.
No.
Oh.
As a noun, will is usually defined as the capability of conscious choice and decision and intention or, alternatively, a fixed and persistent intent or purpose. As a verb, will can mean decree or ordain.
What? How did that happen?
I don't know, but I think we should end the episode there and say that was 1, incredible, 2, haunting, and 3, something to chew on while I head to Oklahoma and then Canada at the beginning of my marriage. What do you say?
What were you gonna say?
I don't know now, and I'm thrown. We're about half an hour in. This is the pre-wedding episode. We hope you've enjoyed it. Matt, we're sorry. And mostly...
Are we ending?
I think so. I don't know. That really threw me. Yeah. Hey, we have another one to record. We're doing a double. We're pulling a double shift, everybody. So,
yeah, we're doing 2.
Yeah, we're doing 2 because... or what you could do, and what I prefer, is you can go back and listen to the first 14 minutes of the Buster Baxter episode, and then you can go listen to the first 40 minutes of the Zombie Apocalypse episode, which would make a totally recyclable episode. It would be just fine and super consumable. I don't think people appreciate the, effort is kind of stretching that word a bit, that we put into the Buster Baxter episode. Anyhow, I would like to end it here, actually, just because I have to pack for my honeymoon and stuff, so... Not to speed it along, but also the Alexa thing really threw my whole brain line of thought off for sure.
Would it help if we relax? Or are you just trying to close it down?
Damn, you're good. Yeah, let's do it. I need a little something.
Okay.
Take off the edge.
So I want to take everyone to the giant floating glass pool in Houston, Texas that hovers off the 70th story, overlooking a sheer drop down on the city. You're swimming with your closest friends and family, and you're feeling the warm bath water float through every pore in your body as you float weightless over the city.
You take a deep breath, and you lie on your back, your arms and legs stretched out, you're floating. You just let yourself gaze at clouds. When was the last time you did that? You're just not even feeling the little splash of ripples and tiny waves splashing against your body or anything. People are having a good time, but you're looking straight up, just watching the clouds float by, and you can't help but wonder how long it's been since you've allowed yourself this intensive relief, and you feel yourself getting closer and closer to your center.
As you're floating there, looking up at the stars, you think to yourself, what could possibly go wrong in this one moment of bliss?
And you also think, wow, it became night really fast. Those clouds turned into stars instantly. And you're like, I am tripping. I'm in my feelings right now, but I don't even mind it because I'm so centered.
And even those sirens you hear down on the ground throughout the city don't even bother you in the slightest. As it turns to day again, in the blink of an eye, you must have been floating there for 16 hours at this point.
And then you hear a crack. Kind of like ice if you're walking across a frozen pond up in Winnemucca. And it starts to spread, and you think to yourself, not today, not on this beautiful summer evening here in Houston, Texas, specifically. And you think, I'm pay no mind.
Wow, and it turns to evening again in the blink of an eye.
I've been floating here for days.
And you think maybe that crack was just in your head, but then you hear it getting louder.
And then you felt weightless before, but now you definitely feel weightless because you are in a rapid free fall surrounded by shattered glass and pockets of water that you try to avoid so you don't suffocate as you barrel down faster and faster towards the Houston pavement.
And as time seems to slow down and you look around and you see giant shards of 6-inch thick glass in all your friends, families, and loved ones rocketing towards the ground 70 feet below you, 700 feet below you, and you see these shards of glass coming down at different rates, cutting the heads off of your brothers and sisters. And then all of a sudden time speeds up again as you realize you were just moving ever quicker towards your imminent death on the Houston pavement. And then you think to yourself,
what a wonderful world. We've never killed other people in it, man. That's I thought he was going to be in the pool alone. We've never brought other people into the. I really got to take. You got to take a minute on that one. That went deeper than we've ever gone before.
The second I saw that article about a glass pool, I was like, damn, we need to kill everyone on a.
Yeah, all my biggest fears are being realized.
I would have liked to have taken more time as things moved in slow motion, hurling towards the ground, and you see.
We can go back into it.
And as you're falling, and you see the shattered glass tearing through the bodies of your loved ones.
I didn't mean re-enter it so we could specifically repeat that detail. Oh, geez, Louise. Next episode, which is going to be recorded immediately after this, I'm just going to ask you how you're doing and if you're okay. About you.
Well, so let me ask you one quick question before we give our song recommendation.
You can ask two. I'll give you two.
Okay. Can I request a song at the wedding?
Honest answer, I don't know. We made a list for the DJ of stuff we like and stuff that we maybe want him to consider, just to give him an idea of what the palette is. I don't know if he's taking requests, but you are welcome to go ask. What's the song?
Don't worry about it. Maybe it's Penn State 08. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no. If it's torn apart, I'm not getting hard no. Please don't do that to me. Please, God. Not even oh man, we definitely prank each other way. It's I would stop talking to you almost for sure. Yeah, for sure I would.
What if it was hashtag YOLO?
No. Yeah,
dude, that
please
one
don't.
rips.
Dear God, don't do
I'm joking. Damn it.
Yeah, okay. You would do that.
I absolutely would not do that to you.
I don't know. I feel like you would go up and play That Time I Tried to Rap Paper Planes in the 7th grade. And I'd be like, I knew this. He was buttering me up with 2 years of podcasting to go to the wedding and just ruin it all, kind of.
Link in the show notes to that.
Please don't. Please don't. If you've ever loved me, just don't. Stop it. Stop. Stop torturing me. Delete everything you have of me on recording.
You were rapping into a floor tom microphone, I believe it was.
Was it?
I still have it right next to me, actually. That same mic. Could sell it for millions.
Also, I'll say this. I was clipping my fingernails while you were like, all right, let's go. I was waiting for you to drop out the van or whatever. And I didn't finish the job. So I, in a weird state of discomfort because only a few of my nails are properly clipped and the rest are still at the length they were, which is kind of messing with me a little bit.
Do you need to get that figured out?
No, I'll fight through it. Okay. I'll fight through it.
Can we put a link in the show notes to your fingernails?
Only if people in the mailbag are tired of asking about your feet.
Okay. Reminiscentpodcast.com/episode/91 to see Pat's fingers.
Oh, God.
This
could have been a very pleasant revisiting of Buster Baxter in the zombie episode, but instead it has just taken me during my wedding week and shaken me directly to my core with a feature from his Amazon product defining the word will to me and right in the middle. So to say that this has been unsettling would be a drastic understatement. And maybe it's what I needed. Maybe it's exactly what I needed.
Oh, God.
But I will say it's been a fun little ride. We've pumped out a half an hour here. We hope you enjoyed it, right? We're here. We got another one coming. I'm going to fill up my coffee mug a little bit.
Give me a song of the week.
John. Oh, we were talking about the Erie scene because in my head, we do an Erie early 2000s scene, music scene episode. But I can't find any good still frame sky stuff. And you asked, although we do have the Calling Blue Sky would be kind of the feature of the whole episode. Calling Blue Skies, I should say. But I did come across Unicorns and Mustaches, which is a band that was I received your iTunes library back when I was compiling the largest collection of music I ever had, and then my computer died and I lost it all. But on it, I'd go through some of the stuff I didn't recognize. And Unicorns and Mustaches has this, and they're still on Bandcamp. Their 2 albums, I Love You, which is a picture of a dude from like a drawing from a dude from the neck down. And then their next album is I Beep You, which is that same picture, but he's a robot now. Anyway, on the I Love You part, if you go to Bandcamp and look Unicorns and Mustaches, the last track, you can listen to it for free, is To Tell the Truth. And it's a bop.
Yeah, Unicorns and Mustaches, if I can give a quick little story. I don't know if you were there, but Zach and I went to the Edinburgh Hangout for Trade Fest. And the Hangout was kind of like a church-sponsored community center where they did all these shows. It was like a 500 cap place that had a side room with like foosball and couches and a smaller stage. And they did this thing every year for a while where bands would play in the main room like all day, and then in between sets, people would trade things. Like you would bring in shit that you didn't want and then trade it for other people's stuff. And Unicorns and Mustaches played that little side stage. And I remember Zach traded something for a pair of Brian Morganti's pants. I traded something for a vest. I sold a little ukulele I got in California. It was just like a really cool community thing, just everyone trading stuff. I got like some bandanas, but they were fun.
If we do the Erie Scene episode, we'll definitely cover the venues. That was maybe the feature venue.
Yeah.
Which was south of Erie a ways.
Yeah, and then it shut down and everything died, basically. But yeah, really fun band. I remember being kind of taken with them. I might still have their CD somewhere. But I've been listening to Like Pacific a lot lately. They just put out a new album. I've mainly been listening to their older one. The last song also on that album, called Scarred, is incredible. I'm really loving it. So that's my song of the week.
Cool.
And Pat, I'll see you in 3 days, 2 days.
Yeah.
I cannot wait, dude. Absolutely cannot wait.
I'm pretty excited. Please don't play Hornapar.
Dude, I'm not going to.
I need to say it again.
What kind of DJ would even? Hey, can I plug in my phone and play a song you've never heard?
It's like showing up with your own mixtape to your son's parent-teacher conference or something.
I brought my own Thunderbolt adapter.
Right. Like, Don, dude, the groom's in on it. He's like, were you even invited to this wedding? No. But yeah, hey, I'm excited to see you, and it's really great. I'm really happy you're making the trip. Obviously, we've been over why it's being held there and when and all that, the timing and the location. I could beat that into the ground. The reasons were more important than anything else, but it did, I'm very thankful for the people that are able to make the trip, for sure. It means a lot.
Yeah, and last time that I saw both you guys, it was my wedding, and it was so stressful. I'm excited to see you guys when I don't have to be stressed out.
Right.
It's your turn.
We hope it's fun. Have some barbecue, have some sodas, and rip it up. Dance the night away.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, man. Cut those fingies, and I'll talk to you again in like 20 seconds.
No, I'll cut the fingies after the next episode. I'll talk to you in like 2 seconds. I'm going to go refill my coffee mug real quick.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.